Considerations. We have 8A, presentation of the Nixle Community Alert System.
Good evening. Recently, we implemented a mass notification system. We've been searching for a system to use to communicate with residents at different levels of information. Deputy Chief Loftus is going to present the software that we are currently using. It's called Nixle. And some of you may have gotten some notifications. It's up and running. We did some training inside the department, some training with department heads. So Deputy Chief Loftus has a very short PowerPoint to introduce the program to the trustees and the mayor tonight.
Thank you. A little bit of background. We recently changed dispatch centers from Southwest Central Dispatch to DUCOM, which is in DuPage County. One of the services we had at Southwest Central Dispatch was a system called Code Red Emergency Notification, and we used it frequently for emergency alerts throughout the village. But we were limited in what we could do with that. We could only send out things that really rose to emergencies: missing, endangered people, crimes in progress, school lockdowns, things of that nature. We were really looking for a way to get more information out, information that's valuable to the public, information that a lot of people approached us and said, how come I didn't hear about this that happened on the north side of town? We think it would really be beneficial if we knew about it. One of the benefits of changing to Nixle, we were in a position to look for our own system because DUCOM doesn't have something like Code Red. One of the benefits here is we can tailor our messages and get them out to as many people as possible and not have to worry about, is this really a Code Red level emergency? What level of emergency is it? We found Nixle. A lot of communities in the area are using Nixle to provide emergency notifications to residents and anybody who has a concern or a need to know. What Nixle does is it provides alerts through your phone, through text messages, and through email. These alerts are opted in by anybody who wants to receive them. They're scalable by the end user, and there are 3 different levels of alerts that are sent out through Nixle. Alerts, which is the highest level of information; advisory, which is kind of in the middle; and community alerts. Emergency alerts are used to inform and update citizens in the event of an actual or potential emergency, such as severe weather warnings, vehicle accidents causing road closures, incidents of criminal activity that are occurring or continuing, missing or endangered individuals, evacuations, and messages of that nature. Now, when I say that people opt in to receive these, that's an option to receive it by your cell phone, text message, email. What we have that we always had with Code Red and we still have is the ability to reverse dial all the phones in town. So in the event of an emergency alert, we still can do the reverse dial voice message that goes out to everybody. You maybe, if you have kids in school and you get that emergency snow closing message, it's a message similar to that. It'll come to your phone, leave a message saying, this is the Burridge Police Department, there's criminal activity in this area, be on the lookout for this or that. That we have, and nobody has to opt in or out of that. That's just a function of the system using the phone database to dial in. So in the big picture, regardless of what people want to sign up for, they'll still get these reverse 911 messages to their home phone, if they have a home phone. A lot of people are opting not to have home phones. So this is where the cellular communication comes in handy with the system and having people sign up for it. Advisory alerts are news and information about incidents or potential incidents that don't rise to the level of an alert. Pre-scheduled events that are large that may cause traffic congestion, road detours, severe weather watches, safety information regarding criminal activity or potential, water main breaks, gas leaks, things from public works. What we didn't have in the past was the ability to have Public Works join in on the system. So if there's a water main break, a boil order, traffic congestion due to a break, a buckle in the road, Public Works can now send out those alerts too and advise people of traffic or detours. And the lowest level of alert is community alerts. These convey everyday local news. We can put our police blotter on there, event reminders, sobriety checkpoint notices, crime prevention tips, community updates, smart meter information. These, again, are the lowest level. This is what people would opt in to receive. But I'll also tell you that these level of messages are the least signed up for. Because if we're sending out messages of events that are occurring every Friday, people might get sick of receiving those every Friday. But again, it's as good a system as people signing up for it want it to be, the kind of information you want to receive. And people can sign up for it and then back off of it if they think they're getting too many alerts from us. To get people to sign up, again, not for the reverse 911 dialing, that's something that we have built into it already, but to sign up and get information in the way they want to receive it. We've sent out information in the e-briefs. The chief and I and officers attend homeowners association meetings when we're invited, and we like to share information. And one of the things that we did in the past is gathered email of all the attendees that wanted to sign up for alerts from us, and many of you have received those alerts. It's difficult to manage in just a Outlook program from my desktop. And I received approximately 560 emails to date that I was trying to send these information, different police information out to. So what we did is we took that list and sent one mass email out saying, hey, we're not going to use this list anymore, we're going to use Nixle. And of the 560 people that I sent it to, I can track how many people sign up, and just off of that, there were probably a little over 200 that signed up just based off of that. And as we attend more homeowners association meetings, as the more people we talk to, we'll be able to get that list up even more. And when you do a report, you can see a lot of people sign up for emails, a lot of people sign up for text. It's not exactly the same number, but you can see that people are signing up for information the way they want to receive it. Flyers at community events, we've put them out at homeowners meetings, at the different concerts. If we do National Night Out, it'll be out there. So anything where we're out with the community, we can have flyers out there asking people to sign up. This board meeting presentation, word of mouth is really the biggest thing. What happened with our email notification system is when I would send out an alert, people would forward that, and then we would get responses back, usually 20 to 30 new people saying, hey, put me on the list, I'd like to receive this. We get people who know their neighbors that don't have electronic communications that print things out and give it to them, and that's a good way for people to see, hey, maybe I could sign up for this too, and my neighbor doesn't have to hand it out to me. On the village's website, I'll show you on the next screen. On the police section, there's a scroll on the left-hand side that'll tell you the last 10 messages that we sent out. If people are interested in that, they can click and register through that. There's 2 other links on the website for people to sign up. If you go to the village website main page, you'll see the Nixle logo. If you click on that, it'll direct you to a page to sign up. You'll see something like this on the right. You can add your mobile phone, your home phone. You can say, don't send voice messages, send voice messages, send it to my cell phone, don't send it to my home phone. There's a lot of ways you can scale this. You can put your email in and your zip code, and you'll start receiving alerts. Another way to sign up is to text the zip code, 60527, to 888-777. Once you do that, you'll get a message back saying anything that happens in 60527, if they send an alert out, you'll receive that to your cell phone. And just as easy as it is to sign up for it, it's just as easy to stop. You text the word stop to the same, you reply with the word stop to this message. There are other features built into the system that'll help from a public safety standpoint. If you click on our alert scroll, it'll take you to a bigger message, and you'll see on the right you can submit anonymous tips to the police department, and we can monitor those and respond to them if necessary. And internally, we can use it we have our employee list in there for mass call outs if we need to get a hold of people. Public Works will have an employee section. As you probably saw tonight, we have the trustees and the mayor on there for notifications. So there's a lot of ways to sign up, but the main push is to get the word out so that people know they can sign up and receive these alerts and get the information that they sometimes think they're not getting from the police department. With that, on the village's main page, where you see the Nixle logo, underneath it is a logo that looks like this round one with 911 on it. Smart 911 is a service that DUCOM is signed up for in DuPage County. Anybody can go on and sign up for Smart 911 and put information about their residence or about their home or the people that live inside that they think would be important to first responders, fire, and police if we were coming to the house. And it's, right now, if you dial 911, your name shows up, your address shows up, and no other information. So you could put pets in the house. There's 5 dogs in the house, and if there's a fire and there's only 4 that come out, we know there's another one waiting. Elderly residents that live at home with you that need special care, you can put that information in there. And it's not a public database. It only shows up to the dispatcher when they receive a call from your house, and it gives them that extra information that might be important to a first responder. The other thing you can do with Smart 911 is sign up with your cell phone. So currently, if you call 911 from your cell phone, the only information they're going to get is maybe your name and your cell phone number. It's not going to say where you are. It'll have to be triangulated through the cell towers. So if you sign up with more information from your cell phone, the more information the dispatcher receives at the time of the call, the better it is. Now, your location with a cell phone obviously is going to move, and they're going to ask you where you are, but if they see your name and maybe some other information about you that you put into Smart 911, they may have a better chance of finding you if you're unable to communicate. Any questions about Nixle or Smart 911?
Deputy Chief, I have a question for
Yes,
you
sir.
on this. That header, every second count, really brought to mind something that happened to us recently. It was a couple of weeks ago where my wife and I were driving north on County Line Road, just south of Plainfield, and there was an abandoned car, I think, on the road, and I dialed 911 and for my cell phone, and it was they first asked where I was, which then caused them to transfer it. Is that because that's a little tricky? Because I'm almost between counties and almost between villages, but who would answer? What would DUCOM answer that call?
DuPage County gets 911 calls right now.
Okay, but I'm on the border of Cook and DuPage County, and
It really depends on where the cell tower is, and it's going to be enhanced in the near future. So if you're making a cellular call, and that's where Smart 911 comes in, because about 72% of 911 calls are made from cellular phones now. So, and everybody is trending towards cellular and doing away with landlines.
right.
So we have our enhanced 911, and that's all geared for landlines. Where Smart 911 comes in is when you go in there and register your phone number, you can enter in all the data that is normally associated with a landline account. So to answer your question, when you're making a cellular call, it really is going to depend on what tower it hits. If it's going to hit a tower in Cook County, or maybe in Indian Head Park, it's going to go to Southwest Central Dispatch, our former dispatch center. If it's in DuPage County, it's going to go to the Sheriff's Department. So it's most important for you when you make a cellular 911 call to identify where you're at.
Well, then I identified where I was at, was transferred, and then the next person, by the time she was done asking my name and phone number, I was at 55th Street. And I'm thinking just from every second counts, if it was a true emergency, I'm wondering how I, as the one calling in, or could improve how I communicate, or how they, on the receiving end, can be faster about that, because there had to be
Well,
30, 40
like
seconds.
I said, the best thing for a cellular caller to do when they're calling 911 is to give their location. Right now, the location is triangulated by towers and by the tower face. So it gets a little complicated, and they're working on narrowing that down to a pretty defined small area. And I'm not a pro at this.
And should DUCOM have my name and phone number when
They'll have your phone number.
my phone number?
Correct.
but they asked for it again.
So the importance with Smart 911 is if you're calling, and there's a lot of stories where this has been successful. There was one instance where the caller was in a house that was on fire, and he was overcome by smoke, and he couldn't communicate. He was coughing, but they had that open call, and what he had done is registered his cell phone. He registered a profile on Smart 911. So they knew his name, they knew where his house was. He put in a description of his house, he put in family members, pets, and it's actually on their website. You can hear the actual call. So it really cut down a lot of looking for him, because remember what I said, they're going to triangulate. If he's calling and he can't communicate, they're going to triangulate an area, a specific area. And that's going to take time to find whoever's calling. So the best thing to do, no matter what, is say, this is where I'm at, this is my location, this is what I'm calling about. Now, what you're talking about is a 911 transfer. So if it's something going on in Burr Ridge, and that cell tower hits maybe in east of here, it's going to go to a communication center, a PSAP that's not ours, and there's a 911 transfer. But they should keep you on the line when that occurs.
And for the benefit of the residents, Deputy Chief, you want to give them the website
For us,
for how to create your own 911? Just
is www.dupageco.org/smart911.
okay.
I would like to go back and just add to the Nixle alerts that we send out. We also have them linked to the village's Twitter and Facebook. So whenever that message goes out, it's going to people's cell phones, emails, and it's going to those two sites. So anybody that sees them on there hopefully can click on the message and say, I want to sign up for this information and receive it in the future.
Just go over like, when you're signing up here, this is a basic sign-in, and correct me if I'm wrong. When you sign in here, you're going to get everything. You have to go in and create a profile and create an account, and that's where you get to choose if you want those advisory, or you're going to get alerts no matter what. That's reverse 911. But those other two levels, that's where you can go in and choose. I don't want to get community events. I just want to know for emergencies, like we talked about earlier. So if you go in here, it's quick and easy, and they do that on purpose. You're going to get everything, but go in there, create an account, and modify it.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the more you'll see towns that might interest you, like Lamont is on there, other surrounding towns, so you can sign up and receive their information as well. So you can drive down 83 and find out about road closures if they're happening, or any other events that might be of interest to you.
Thank you.
Trustees, you have any questions of the Deputy Chief?
I've signed up, and it's a wonderful program.
Thank you.
One last thing, if there's any residents that maybe don't have a computer, that want to bother with computers, they can always call us and we can register them and take care of all that information for them.
Thank you, Chief. Deputy Chief?